Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at Nextech AR's channel. We are, of course, sitting here with Evan, and we got a lot of exciting news to dive into. But first off, Evan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing pretty well myself. And yeah, I imagine you're doing great, even making a lot of progress lately. So let's kind of dive into that. Starting off, tell me about these ads you got going on. You're going live with the 3D Google ad functionality with launch of WebXR. Can you give us a little more information about that?
Sure. So when you think of ads, it's the biggest spend in the world of e-commerce. There's something like $300 billion a year spent on ads. So, you're trying to drive people to your product. And everybody's been using 2D ads, just the standard banners.
Yeah.
But when it comes to advertising, the click-through rate is very, very low. And so 3D ads are really the next generation of ads where we're seeing a 300% increase in click-through rates, where you have an asset that's spinning in 3D, which is much more interactive, much more immersive. You can actually pinch and zoom the product inside the ad. And then we take it another step with our augmented reality, where you can actually place a product from an ad in your room and size it and see if it fits as a piece of furniture or a chair or couch or dining room table. So it's really the next generation of ads that we have built. And with our augmented reality tech stack, it's really an end-to-end solution. So it's not just create an ad. You have to have the 3D asset that goes in the ad. And we have the technology to create those 3D assets at scale, which is very, very appealing to agencies that work with big brands, because like I said, it's a couple $100 billion industry, and you have to be able to create the content at scale if you actually want to be a player. And so we have the ability to create the content at scale. We have the technology to be able to push through the Google pipe so that you can view the asset in 3D. And we also announced Facebook, Instagram, Snap integration so that you can reach your audience wherever they are. It doesn't matter what platform. Our technology has ability to reach the global audience when you're using our 3D ad network.
Yeah, the interactivity of these does seem to increase effectiveness. I mean, when you're playing around with it, you can take like a beverage, and as you said, you can kind of see and visualize the entire product, which helps a lot for consumers to make decisions. So you guys got the ads going, and that's going well. Let's shift gears a little bit and tell me about being selected by Google for your early access partner for the 3D AR search program, because that's a big deal, and that's your most recent one.
It is. We just announced that today. We've been working with Google since 2019. We've also been working with other major tech companies since 2019. And so the idea with Google is that Google has, essentially all the search go on the web goes through Google. So when you search for a chair, a couch, a dining room table, again, it historically has shown up as a 2D image, and then you could go click on it and see it, on a Kohl's website or a Pier 1. So we, with our technology and our relationships, where Kohl is one of our cornerstone key accounts. Kohl's, that is. Kmart, same thing. Pier 1, same thing. Lighting Plus, same thing. So we've created thousands of 3D models, and we host those models, and we get paid every time someone views those models on those websites. And so Google is launching, and they're already working with Target and some other big brands, this early access 3D indexing capability. What does that mean? That means when you search for a product, again, let's use the couch as an example, with Nextech as a Google partner on indexing 3D assets, we've given them essentially I think it's 3 or 4 thousand 3D models that now are getting published into the Google search engine, so that when you search for, let's say, a couch, it doesn't just show up as a 2D asset, it shows up as a 3D model on the Kohl's website, Kohl's being our customer again.
Mhm.
And then you would click on it and it would take you to the AR 3D asset on the Kohl's website. So it's kind of, again, this ability to reach billions of eyeballs, this ability to reach consumers wherever they are. We're leveraging Google's platform. Google's leveraging our 3D asset library and our customers. And it's just a symbiotic relationship that we think has legs to it, where there's a lot of upside to the relationship as we continue to build this catalog of 3D models.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? These 3D ads seem like the natural evolution of your standard 2D ads. So, Evan, how long do you think before you see these roll out everywhere, before this becomes like a more dominant form of ads?
So it's already started. It's the early days. So think of it, going back to 1995. I know that was a long time ago, but that was kind of when the internet got started for consumers. So if you go back to 95 and you think in terms of the trajectory of the web and search, 96, 97, 98, 99, the internet went parabolic, like everything just lit up. And search became a big part of it. Originally, you had Netscape Navigator and Google, and Google came later. AOL was, one of the early players,
Yeah.
but at the end of it, Google became the dominant search engine. And as you look forward, now Google has something like 3.5 billion searches per day and 1.2 trillion searches per year worldwide. Just enormous numbers. So for 3D, for the stuff we're doing with Google to get to that scale is going to take some time, because nobody can create the trillions of 3D assets yet. Nextech has the technology to be able to one day get there. We're using AI, meaning machine learning, to create our 3D models. So we believe we have a first mover advantage. We believe that we're the leader in the ability to create these 3D models. And we believe that leadership position opens the door to relationships with tech giants like Google, tech giants, like Apple and Facebook, and all the big tech companies ultimately need content for this whole AR, digital world to make sense. And so we are the content provider, the only ones that can actually do it at scale that I'm aware of. So it's going to take time for all this to turn into, like something you don't even think about, where it's just everything's in 3D. But the train has already left the station. Today's news really marks the beginning of the journey, and Nextech is there at that beginning with Google.
Nice. Yeah, Evan, this sounds like you've got a wonderful journey you guys are embarking on with Google, which is obviously one of the biggest names in all of the internet. So congratulations again. So thank you everybody for watching as well. If you have any questions about this early access partnership or anything else, let us know and we'll happily dive into it for you. But for now, stay tuned. We'll get you some more news over the wire as soon as it comes in. Evan, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Mike.